What's up, guys? Chase here, Barbell Mafia Powerhouse. Want to come with y'all with a quick video on some tips on how to use wrist wraps correctly and different things that you can use wrist wraps for, not just your wrists. So let's cover the first thing that most people use wrist wraps for is bench press, of course, right? Most people will, if they don't know any better, they will wrap their wrist just kind of like a normal wrap, literally around their wrist. And no matter how tight you make that, you have a lot of give. This is a thick wrist wrap, and no matter how tight I do this, right, a lot of play in that wrist. So when you're benching, if that wrist bends back, it's not very optimal for benching. You have a lot of back pressure that can get that wrist to bend. And if that bar is in your hand this way, there's nothing under your wrist, you don't have that as much driving power. So the way you fix this is grab that thumb loop. Don't use your thumb, because if you wrap your thumb in the thumb loop and you wrap your wrist, now your thumb's kind of stuck. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get it out of there. I've got short thumbs and I still can't really. But now by pulling that and getting my thumb out of there, my wrist wrap is kind of loose now. Look at the space here, right? So what we do to fix it, get your wrist wrap, get your thumb loop, anchor it, and hold it with your thumb. And that puts you at a better angle also, a cross angle across the actual wrist, okay? So you're here. That first rotation should be over the wrist and slightly across the top back of your hand, which is legal. And then you just follow that path and create almost like a cast. And just keep pulling and keep that across the back of your hand, not just your wrist, right? So now, then take that. So now you're creating a cast that way. It's not just the wrist that's wrapped, it's the wrist and the back of your hand. And you're still open. You still have plenty of space for the bar. The wrist wrap won't touch the bar. So now it's more of a cast. I don't have a lot of give. There's no give, right? Okay, that's how you wrap for a bench. Now for squats, you would bring the wrap down because you're going to want a little bit more give in the wrist. Still make it as tight as possible, but when you wrap for squats, you want to allow a little bit of give in the wrist, because when you get under the bar, the wrist is going to bend under the bar. But this will just help you be more comfortable, more confident, etc. So just when you wrap for a squat, wrap a little bit lower, keep the back of the hand open. And then you can also wrap for deadlift. We have a pressure point that controls your fingers, right? You have nerves here, tendons here, that when they're squeezed on, relax your hand. When they're squeezed, your hand automatically closes. So if we can wrap here and down as tight as possible, it'll help keep that hand closed. Because when your hand closes real hard, this engages right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but all this engages. So if we can squeeze your hand closed as hard as possible, so grab that thumb loop, keep your hand closed, and squeeze hard. Wrap, and you're squeezing the whole time. And just wrap a little high. Wrap. Wrap. Grab that, come back, really get it tight. So it should be almost kind of hard to open that hand. You can see that my hand is turning white because of how tight it is and how hard it is. So when you relax your hand, boom, it stays closed. So it's naturally just adding a little bit to your grip, okay? Now that doesn't mean that you won't drop the deadlift bar if you're going super heavy. Always train your grip, of course, so you don't drop your bar. You can also use this thumb loop, feed the wrap through it, and create like a compression cuff for your elbow, or right below your elbow if you're having pain. So take that, get it tight. Most elbow pain will start right below the elbow where the forearm gets super tight, which adds pain or tendonitis or whatever. This is something you can do to just help mask that pain. and just create a compression cuff. So it's like a multitask tool. So just a few things that you can do. Maybe you haven't been doing it correctly as far as wrapping goes. You can use it as a compression cuff. So yeah, just small tips and tricks to help you guys get through your day and have a great workout. Let's go.